Okay, hey YouTube. I had a couple clients this week, and it reminded me of a couple of things. So, one was yesterday, and I had a client who was, which is a good idea to start using retinol. It's almost the end of September, October, November, January, February are good, depending on where you live. It's a good time in Southern California to start using a retinol. And if you haven't been using a retinol, it's a good idea to start with like a 0.05%, but the air is going to be a little dry. So typically around this time, starting in October, but I have seen it in mid-August this year, where people were coming in and they'll get kind of like a dermatitis. So I'm just always joking around and calling it face dandruff, right? And so it's usually typically dry skin. It's if your skin is on the dry side and the air is dry, and you'll hear me say this over and over, and I'm sorry, but it's very easy to get dehydrated. We are in a desert, right? So when you start using a retinol and the air is already less balmy than it was in the summertime, you need to support and comfort the skin. And if you're going to speed up the exfoliation process of the skin, you want to make sure that you're really adding hydration deliberately, right? So with this girl, did you just see me cross my feet? Okay, I didn't know if you could look at my skirt if I did that. You want to make sure that you hydrate her skin. So her doctor suggested that she moisturize before she puts her retinol on, and as a concept, that's a good idea. But the problem is that this is where a lot of people fall into a problem with their skin. Moisturizers don't necessarily mean holding hydration. And so if the air is dry and your moisturizer is oil rich, you put an oil on skin that's thirsty, where's the hydration that's being held? There is no hydration, right? It's kind of like if you ran a marathon, as far as your cells go, if you ran a marathon and you're like, oh my God, from a cellular point of view, your cells are like, I'm so thirsty. Can I please have some water? And I was like, here's a glass of mayonnaise, or have some cheese to get rid of your thirst. That's not going to work. And if your skin's really dehydrated and you start using like an oil rich, or just an oil, but an oil-rich moisturizer, and the skin's thirsty, it's just like as if you were parched, and the first thing you did in the morning, you're like, oh my God, I'm so thirsty, and you ate a block of cheese. You get constipated. Well, the skin shows constipation like that as well, right? So you want to avoid that. So you just make sure that you use something deliberately, means that you're using something that has an HA, a hyaluronic acid. It's big. In this case, the one that I use is a big fat chubby molecule. There are other ones that have like a 3D one that we use at work also is like, a baby, like the mama, the baby, the papa. Am I saying that right? Yeah. So small, medium, and large, basically size molecules of hyaluronic acid. So it's already layering. One goes in transdermal, and it kind of layers on top of each other, and so it stays there for a little while. But it doesn't matter, just as long as you get a hyaluronic acid on there, and a good one, right? Some of them are cut with aloe, and it's not that aloe is bad. Aloe is good, but aloe holds 300 to 400 times its weight in water. A good fat chubby hyaluronic is gonna hold like 1,000 to 1,800 times its weight in water, right? So you quench the thirst of the skin first, and then you start using your retinol. And the retinol is going to speed up the cellular turnover, and that can leave you dry in an already dry climate, right? And so you have to do some deliberate moves to not make your skin overly red and not have it react so it gets red or breaks out while you're using a retinol. So this girl had beautiful, beautiful pores right through here, beautiful pores right through here, even her nose, though it was a little red, but the cheeks had these zits, like, you know, some little zits. And so she was using a gel that had a 2% salicylic, which is, that's a great idea. But if you're using your sal every night, or she was using it every morning, and then her retinol at night, and then putting her oil-rich moisturizer before her retinol, she was basically, her skin's like dry, normal dry, and then she's exfoliating it, and then skin's like, I'm so thirsty, and then she's like, it's like, have some cheese or drink this mayonnaise, right? And then she's putting her treatment product on. So you want to keep everything really fluid. So before you use your treatment, in this case, you're going to make sure the skin's hydrated, and then when you peel, you're not going to have any problems. And then what I would suggest after you use your retinol is that then there's like very good moisturizing masks, right? Hydration. So moisturize and hydration sometimes get lumped up into the same thing. I like Hylunia's Ultimate Antioxidant Mask because it always works. And you can use it as you get through the kind of crusty, dry time of October through, you know, January, February. And so that'll get you out of there, and it'll allow you to start using your retinol without any complications. Okay, so anyway, I hope that helps, and I think I have another tip already in mind, but I'll stop that here, and then make sure that you comment below, ask questions. If you have other questions that I can answer, I'd love to. I love doing what I do, and you know, I'll see you again soon. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.